Everything's so complicated right now. I'm trying to hurry up and record while I got some time real fast. You know how it is. Y'all don't know how it is. But you know how it is, right? Sometimes you gotta pack that time in. I got me some food real quick, y'all. So go ahead and do that. But let's go ahead and flex the the protein coffee in here. Yes. A nice little foamy head on there. See that? There's some brown sugar on the top, but y'all, I'm not about to change the whole camera setup. Let me eat real quick, all right? Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Art News. We got our nice little Monday morning Art News episode as normal. I want to mention again, I put out a poll basically saying, hey, when do you guys want these episodes on? As of now, I'm doing them whenever I feel like. I'm not gonna lie to you. And you know, a good example of that was Friday. So if you guys didn't see, I dropped a massive Art News episode Friday. I was pretty much talking about all the different things that were going on. Trying to catch up on the stuff that we missed, because I felt like we were pretty far behind at that point. There was plenty of things to talk about, but regardless of all that, there are a bunch of things that happened in between then and now, and we'll get into all that real soon. We're gonna start with Jazza. So Josiah has brought out the Bob Ross videos again. If you guys aren't familiar, he has done this a few times, tried to follow along with Bob Ross, but the difference here is this time he has brought his kids in, both of them. This was, it was really nice. Watching both of them explore the painting process here was just a nice little feel-good video to see. Seeing him just get to be a dad and guide them for a bit, especially catering to both of their specific strengths. It's not super regimented because, they are kids, but with the bribe of McDonald's, they did pretty great. More feel-good videos from the Jazza channel, like his next video where he decides to create his own Pokemon out of random shapes. The first one he bases off of nail clippers. Brother, what? To be honest though, this is a great exercise in design. It looks fun. The ideas here for some of these were very interesting, especially Seichi. I specifically liked Seichi initially. The thought behind the name was a bit generic for me at first, but actually conceptualizing it as a Pokemon moving around, saying its name and everything, it was really natural. It came pretty quickly. There are others that I think are even better than that. So if you want to see what kind of ideas Jazza came up with this, whole Pokemon creation idea, check out his video in the description below. Next, we are moving on to Adam Duff. So I said I would cover it last week, and here it is. We're back with another episode of Adam's series, The Painter's Hollow. This is a chill series where Adam does some solid creature paintings and gives us a chill voiceover talking about some art-related things, discussing like direction and, different things like experimenting. He tells some stories and explores some concepts of structure and how it helps. One of the things he talks about is artists having their own projects, possibly doing a series of art related to maybe something like a short story or something that is their own writing. Just artists creating their own thing. Not something attached to like a studio or something like that, just something that they're making themselves. I'm a big proponent of this. I actually got to sit down and use some of this as my own chill time and do some of my own art, like the stuff that I'm working on in the background that I will not talk about. So, it helped me take out some time and get some work done. Even some admin work happened while I was watching this video. It's nice and long. It's like over an hour, so I would definitely say get in there. If you're looking for a nice relaxing vibe for an art video, this is a pretty good one to just throw on in the background and knock out some stuff. Also, Adam, Cloud Strife was not 12, he was 21. Your point still stands though, that man was thin. Moving on, we are covering Sam as always. This week, Sam has brought us more YouTube art tutorials and rated the wisdom he drew from them. except for Colleen, apparently. A lot of these are great, and he even reviews some of our favorite artists of this episode, like Mark and Pikat, both of which we will discuss later. A lot of good tips here, especially the site Sketchfab. I was not aware of this for 3D models and references and everything. I'll definitely be using that this week. As an aside, I haven't covered anything from Colleen, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel kind of bad, but don't worry. We're probably gonna have to boost that up on the second episode this week. Yes, I think there will be a second episode that we're covering this week. Things are coming out as I'm recording, so I'm kind of like, running into issues there. Either way, if you've got anything that you want to check out of Sam's, make sure you visit his channel, and the video that I referenced will be linked below. As promised, we are talking about Mark, and Mark has his starter brush pack here for free right now. He's been tweaking these here and there and has dropped a whole tutorial on how to use his custom brushes. They're broken down into categories: line art, shading, texture, and smudge. He shows us examples of the art he's used them on and talks about all their unique properties. If you guys know me, my personal opinion is that the brush does not make the artist makes the brush. Mark even says that he's showing us how to use his brushes, but ideally he would like for us to create our own. That would be the ideal situation. Regardless of all that, you don't need special brushes. Your skills are the most important things to make art happen. That doesn't change the fact, though, that these are amazing brushes, and Mark has done us a great service by giving us these for free and showing us exactly how he uses them to kind of expand our own creativity on it. Check out the video and grab those free brushes. Go ahead and hit that link. You might as well. Try them out and you might learn something. All right, guys, here it is, the 100K Creative Workshop. So if you guys saw my community post Friday, Kelsey dropped a surprise video like sometime in the middle of the week offering her 100K Creative Live Workshop for free. You had to sign up for it and it streamed live Saturday. Yes, I was there. There were about 400 to 500 people watching. I think it totaled around 555 if one of the commenters is correct. But yeah, so what happened? Let's talk about it. Kelsey started with the lies to unlearn that surround the art business world, and then she moved into some reality checks, some hard truths about numbers and what you should be expecting. She gives a whole agenda of the things that we're going to cover, which, very professional and very business oriented, like always, and we dived right in. We were given some solid info here. It's basically the concepts that she usually discusses in her videos, but with direct comparisons to thriving artists and, just really key points of the information, what you should be pulling from certain things if you're comparing yourself to one artist to another, all of that. Kelsey shows us successful businesses and their scaling in order to illustrate what your product splits should and could be. After providing us with this information, she then pitched her own business to us, of course. Let's be honest. Of course she did. This had to happen at some point. Of course she's going to pitch her own services on her free course. Why wouldn't she? Yeah, I would have done the same thing. And let's be clear about this. She held it till the end of giving us the framework of how we should be doing this stuff. So it's not like she held us hostage and everything for the free stuff. No, the free stuff came right away. The Q&A happened afterwards though, and that was insane. A lot of really direct questions that I think were gonna help a lot of people out. Some stuff that I really wanted to know. Other people asked some different things. But during the Q&A, someone asked a question about the split of work and whether it was true that only 20% of their time would be focused on art, while 80% would be focused on a 10x task that was more akin to admin work. This is a misconception on one of the bottlenecks that Kelsey was explaining to us. What the work split should look like when it comes to running your business. She referenced this in one of her recent videos, but of course went a little bit more in depth here. Kelsey explained that one of those 10x tasks to get you out of this bottleneck cycle and moved on to the next part is creating. which would make it one of those 10x tasks that you're spending 80% of your time on. You know, when you're going through this cycle of business growth, the way she explained it is that these points require you to do different things to move on to the next. It is a constant cycle. You know, it's going around and round. You're never going to be at a point where it's like multiple things are stopping you at once, because in order to even get to that next piece, you have to succeed in moving on, like moving from that bottleneck. You're not even going to see that as a problem until you get to the next part. You can anticipate it, but you know, regardless of all that, me being me, I had to make a quick comment to co-sign on Kelsey's statement, which she then confirmed.
Sofa King Duck is correct. New offers also equals new art.
It's the closest thing I'm getting to a shout out for now, so I'm cherishing it. Thanks for the informative session, Kelsey. I really appreciate being able to do that. You know, I'm glad you were able to put that out for free for a bunch of people. And if you guys want to check out her channel, like always, she is linked below. So go ahead and check that link. Pikat has dropped another video talking about generative AI this time, and she states right away that this isn't about whether it's good or not. She's stepping into the minefield of asking whether there is a space in the creative process that AI is okay to use. Specifically, AI concept art. Okay. So, my personal stance right away is no, there is no question here. Pikat gets deep in this video and unsurprisingly points out the issues with using AI at different points in the creative process, as a reference tool and in all other ways. Using generative AI waters down the creative process to a point where all your decisions are placed in a box, and Pikat gives us a great break into this with direct examples. Of course, as an artist herself, she's looking at it from the frame of how does this go bad? And I think she talks pretty confidently and pretty astutely about where it ends up leading you when you're looking at this. If you guys want to give that video a watch, go ahead and check it out. It's linked below, and I think that, you know, she makes a really good point here about regardless of how you come at it, AI as a generative tool for art and creativity, it may not have a place at all. You know, and I get it. People are still going to keep looking. People are still going to keep exploring this. Maybe we will find a way. But as of now, Sofa's answer is no AI, bro. Last but not least, we are mentioning the art god once again, WLOP. Last episode, I talked about them, and I realized that the art that I referenced actually is posted on YouTube as speed paints. So first on their channel, they have a membership video, you know, members only, catered to balancing warm and cool colors. Afterwards, their speed paint for Pale 4 is up, and shortly after that, we got the speed paint for Moon Fragments. These are legitimately gold in my opinion. This is the stuff that I can't wait to really observe. So, you know, go ahead, check out these videos, watch the process, see what you can learn. I'm definitely going to be studying them myself. I've already watched them once, but you know, when it comes to studying someone's art, you got to sit down and you really got to pick apart like all those different moves. Honestly, I'm probably going to slow the video down just to see every deliberate choice and see if I can pick apart why these steps were taken. And that is it, everyone, for the art news for today. Hey, so I hope you guys are enjoying these episodes. I hope you're able to like tune in and just have fun hearing about all the different art things. Every artist that we talk about is linked below. There are some that have dropped some videos, like I said. They're dropping things in media res while I'm recording. And now I gotta go edit and everything. We can't cover everybody at every last second. It's just me. It's just one duck. But hey, we're gonna do our best to cover what we can and then move it all on to the next episode. So with all that being said, check out those polls below. I hope you guys had a good time listening to the art news, and I will see you soon. Let's go ahead and start off with Jazza. So Josiah has brought out the he tells some stories, explains bruh, Swan is calling me. Hold on, y'all. All right. We're gonna put that into the bloopers at the end. All right, we're moving on.